Well, hello friends. I am back from my vacation and it was glorious. I have come home to reasonable weather for Canadian West Coast in the spring, and spring is springing. It is officially May, and I have a little mini series coming up, probably the next 3 videos. While I was away, I did this really cool thing where we did this like values quiz, and so how I feel about values. And some of mine weren't surprising, and some of them were kind of interesting. I got community, self-reliance, family, wonder, and gratitude. And I don't think I need to address community. I've talked about it all the time on this channel, or family. That's something I've addressed quite a bit. But what I do want to talk to you about today is wonder and why I find it so important. The quiz is really interesting, and I'll link it down below if anyone wants to take it, but it sort of pairs up words and you go through and you pick like as many as you want and you trim it all down. And for me, wonder came in really hard with curiosity. And curiosity is super important to me, and it definitely is one of my like major values, but it didn't come out in my top 5 on this quiz. But wonder resonated a little bit more differently for me because for me, it's so important to appreciate the small things, and I'm guilty of losing track of that all the time, and I know we hear it ad nauseum from other creators and people in our lives, but honestly, being able to experience a little bit of childlike wonder every day is so important, and it's so important to me. It's the reason why hiking with me isn't always fun, because I'll be like, look at this slug, and I'll point out like tiny flowers and things, and I think you have to appreciate those things in your life. You have to be able to stop and recognize those tiny moments and have a little bit of wonder about your life, because without it, you're just trudging along and you're losing the micro for the macro. And while it's really great to have like an overarching ideal and all of these things, you should have things you're wondering about. Another important piece of this, which I found really interesting and why I chose wonder over curiosity, because I always want to be curious about my life, but I also want to wonder about it. One of my like biggest fears, the things that really sets me on edge and got me pondering this channel and like, the videos I used to make about, and internalized capitalism and all this stuff, is that nothing scares me more than the idea that every single day for the rest of my life is going to look the same. And I'm 35, I've got 25 to 30 years working left. 20 if everything goes to plan. Your girl's got plans. And for me, it's so terrifying. And I was trying to talk to someone about this, and well, a lot of people would find it secure, and I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I've had. But to me, it's scary. I don't want to know that the next 20 years, 95% of those days are going to look the same. That scares me. I want to wonder. I want to think, hey, where are you going to be in 10 years? What are you going to be doing? What kind of woman are you going to be? And that's so important. And I've been pretty open about how I struggled through this winter. My mental health wasn't great, but I've come out the other side. I have the tools and resources to do that, so I was able to do that. But I think what it was is I lost the wonder. I sat there and I let myself get too deep into this mindset of every day will be the same. This is it. This is your life. And while my life has many, many beautiful things and it has many, many difficult things, I want it to be different. I want to look back 10 years from now and think about the life I had now and be so appreciative of it, and then be able to look at all the places I've gone and all the things that I've done and how different my life is. I want that for me. It's not for everyone. I understand people would find that stressful, but to me, the idea of not having any wonder, of no curiosity left about where I'm going or what I'm doing, like that scares me. And I think too, with this channel and with all the work that I've been doing, wonder is really important, because not only is it about what I'm doing with my life and my career and my friends and my relationships, but also myself. Like, I want to show up every day for the best way for myself. I want to experience childlike wonder every day, even if it's just for a minute, even if I just see a pretty flower. That's enough. And that's something that is important to me, that I make time for in my day. But I also have a sense of wonder at personal growth. If I look at who I was in 2020, because it's been 4 years, guys. It's been 4 years since March 2020, and that blows my mind. But if I look back at that woman, I'm so different now. And I could never have imagined that I would be here where I am now. I could never have imagined the job that I have or the life that I'm living. And that's amazing. And so then I think, what is it going to look like in 4 years from now? What am I going to look like at 39? Who am I going to be? What sort of woman am I going to be? What sort of example will I be leaving for my sisters? and what sort of person can I show up for in my community and with my family. And I love that. I love the idea that I have found a path that is working for me. And not every day is great, because nobody's day is great every day, right? But when you have the foundation of knowing your values, when you have the foundation of community and family, and then the other topics I'll be touching on in later videos this week are gratitude and self-reliance, which are also very important to me. When you have that and you have wonder added into it, it's just such a beautiful thing that you can look at your life. And even with my mental health and the ups and downs and all of that stuff, I always know in my heart that things will work out, because they always have. Even when I was going through some of the darkest times of my life, I knew I would be okay, because I know who I am, and I know that I have the skills and the tools and the resources and the community to be okay. And so I can wonder about my life. I can be curious. I can play and grow and make mistakes. And that is so precious to me. There was a quote that I saw on social media. I can't remember, it was like Instagram, TikTok, whatever it was. But it was said, as long as you are above ground and breathing, you are the perfect age to experience new things. And I'm a sucker for a quote. My girl with nose ring, love a good inspirational quote. But I thought that one was so great. And I think that that is something that really resonates with me, because I want to be growing and learning and doing all this stuff my whole life. You know, I want to know that at 80 years old, I have places to go and new books to read and people to meet and new things to experience. And as long as I'm above ground and breathing, I can have that. And so I want you to think about, what part of your life do you wonder about? What part of your life are you willing to experience a little bit of childlike joy each day? And how do you incorporate wonder into your life? Because I think it's really important for all of us to have that and have a little bit of uncertainty, just to keep the fire under your toes, you know? Humans, that's what I have for you this week. I hope you liked it. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more and watch the rest of this mini-series, or go back and watch any of my old videos, please hit subscribe. It really does help me out. I'm having a great time interacting with so many of you on here. And you can catch me on Instagram. I do have a blog. The website's currently down. I'm kind of working on it. I don't love the way it's looking, so I'm just like revamping the whole thing. But the blog will be live again one day. I'm on all social media platforms at Simply Intentional Katie. So please hit me up. I would love to chat with any of you. And as always, I will catch you in the next one.